123 right now in Action 2 News this morning. We're talking about an alert.
Testing. 1,
Alert,
2,
alert.
3. Sports mic. Testing. Hello. 1, 2, 3.
Paging Mr. Raffone. Mr. Mike Raffone, your table is ready. Test, test, test.
Right now on Action 2 News this morning, new details about last month's ride malfunction at the Forest County Fair. A state report explains why riders got stuck upside down for hours. Doctors say act now before your kids go back to school. The tips for a healthy fall free of colds and the flu.
I'm Aisha Morales at the First Alert Safety Desk this morning. A new warning from the Clerk of Circuit Courts about why you never have to pay cash for missing jury service.
From WBAY TV, your First Alert station, Action 2 News this morning starts now.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. We have a lot to get to this Thursday morning, including the forecast. So, Steve, what can we expect the morning after the hottest day of the year?
Well, we will not be breaking record high temperatures today. Yes, it's still going to be very warm to borderline hot, just not quite as sultry as yesterday. I'm expecting a high of 84 degrees in Green Bay. It's to the southwest. We still could see some low 90s. We'll have some clouds around this morning, maybe a passing thunder shower to the north and east, but otherwise we'll have some sun as we go into the afternoon. Look at the wide range of temperatures. 60s in the North Woods, 71 in Green Bay, but oh, it's getting hot down in southern Wisconsin. 88 degrees right now in the Dells. Now we go into the future. Here's First Alert Pinpoint Predictors. High temperatures, lots of 80s, 70s in the north, but it's from about Oshkosh and southwest. We could sneak back into the low 90s. If you take that heat and the humidity that's lingering across the area, some folks southwest of the Fox Valley could see the heat index get up to 100 degrees or more. So the Weather Service will continue a heat advisory until 7 o'clock this evening for Marquette, Green Lake, and Fond du Lac counties. Coming up in less than 7 minutes at 6:05, we've got Viper Max, showers to our north. We're talking about a slight rain chance today in our hour-by-hour pinpoint predictor forecast. Catherine.
Steve, thanks. First Alert Traffic, we want to update you on a situation we first let you know about with a push alert to your phone at 8:30 this morning. We're talking about the Appleton area, I-41 at County A. That's Lindale. These southbound lanes coming toward us, they're clear now, but earlier there was a crash there that was really slowing things down. The heat today, farther south, you might need to worry about pavement buckling. Otherwise, you should have smooth sailing for your drive. Coming up in about 15 minutes, I'll let you know about some changes happening to the 441 project.
Catherine, thank you. We now know why a roller coaster got stuck in Crandon at a Forest County festival. 8 riders were trapped upside down for hours. A report by the Department of Safety and Professional Services indicates a transformer used for the ride's LED lights became loose. That caused the train to get stuck on the tracks. It took 2 hours for the first rider to be freed after that July 2nd incident. The 8th and final rider was removed after hanging upside down for 3.5 hours. The former owner of Annie's Campground in Gresham is now in custody. Deputies say Ann Retzloff did not appear for a pretrial conference in January, and a nationwide bench warrant was issued for her arrest. Retzloff faces charges for what authorities say was a 6-mile chase through Shawano and Menominee counties. A Luxembourg meat producer is voluntarily recalling some products out of concerns of listeria contamination. Salmon's Meat Products sells ready-to-eat meat products in stores throughout our area. This is a Class 1 recall. It means there is a reasonable probability that the product can have serious health consequences. You can find the details about the recall at WBAY.com. Health experts say right now is time for kids to take precautions to prevent colds and flu during school season. Kristen Allen is live in Green Bay to tell us what parents can do.
It may still be August, but viral season is right around the corner. So that means viruses like COVID-19, influenza, and RSV will soon be circulating and spreading in our community and including in the classroom. That's why doctors with the Department of Health Services say now is the time to start talking to your kids and reminding them about those preventative measures that they can take to keep themselves from getting sick. And sometimes it's just going back to basics. So talking to them about frequent hand washing and reminding them to do that. Also making sure that they cover their mouths when they cough. Plus, kids should also stay home from school when they are sick. And a new COVID-19 vaccine is expected to be ready in just a couple of months.
The United States and Wisconsin DHS is preparing for a fall vaccination campaign that uses an updated vaccine that was developed to more specifically target the Omicron variants that are currently in circulation.
Doctors say that newer strains of COVID-19 don't appear to be targeting kids or causing severe illness, but they can still spread to those who are vulnerable. Reporting live in Green Bay, Kristen Allen, Action 2 News.
Kristen, thank you. An elaborate jury duty scam we're just hearing about in Brown County. Aisha's at the First Alert Safety Desk.
Yeah, Tammy, I'm just getting word of these law enforcement imposters, and you'll want to watch your wallet because they want to take your money. Several people have already been affected. I want to walk you through some of the details here. These callers, again, are posing as law enforcement and accuse you of failing to appear for jury duty. The scammer tells you either to turn yourself into the Brown County Sheriff's Office for arrest, or they say you have to pay. You're told to mail cash or prepaid gift cards. Don't fall for this. It's a scam. If you've been impacted by this, you want to jot this number down on your screen, 920. It is 448-4179. The County Clerk of Court's office says when you're called for jury duty, you will get a summons in the mail and a juror handbook with instructions on the next steps you'll want to take. That is what you want to follow. Coming up in the next half hour, meat you might have in your fridge that could make you and your family sick. I'll tell you about this very important recall, Tammy.
First Alert weather every 7 minutes. Here's our visible satellite loop. We've got a lot of clouds across the area. There might be some patchy sun around Kewaunee County and to the south and west of Oshkosh. Despite all these clouds, we're dry across northeast Wisconsin on First Alert Viper Max. But as we gander to the north, there's some showers running through upper Michigan. It is possible a few of these could clip through areas northeast of Green Bay through the early afternoon. But otherwise, most of us will be dry with clouds giving way to some sun, and Green Bay's high should get up to 84 degrees. Not quite as hot as yesterday, but those 90s are still possible from the Fox Cities and Southwest. Tammy.
All right, Steve, thank you. Still to come, dramatic video of a car crashing into an Arizona salon. How close this came to being tragic.
And I'm Emily Roberts, live in Brown County with the new details just released this morning about the local housing market and how difficult it is to find a home right now.
From WBAY TV, Tammy Elliott, Aisha Morales, Catherine Bracho, and Steve Balon. This is Action 2 News This Morning, your First Alert station.
Welcome back. New video this morning of a car crashing into an Arizona salon. Watch this right here. And look at that, the picture there. You see it. Now watch this. It came within feet of that guy sitting right there in the waiting area. Police say the driver had only minor cuts and no one else was hurt.
You can't even imagine the fear that was going on in their minds at that moment.
Police say the driver was an elderly woman who lost control in the parking lot. They don't think she was impaired.
All right, let's go to our Appleton Sky Cam. This is a live view looking to the east down College Avenue. We've got cloudy skies. Our temperature is 72 degrees. While it's not as hot as it was at this time yesterday, it still feels a bit humid. Our dew point is sitting at 66. So let's go into the future now with First Alert Pinpoint Predictor. Clouds this morning. Notice northeast of Green Bay, a couple spotty showers and thunderstorms. Now, most of them will run through upper Michigan, but it's possible northeast of Green Bay, somebody from Door County down the lakeshore could briefly get wet. A couple little showers still possible near Sheboygan, 5 o'clock this afternoon. But notice the inland areas get out of the clouds and into the sun. So skies will brighten up this afternoon, allowing temperatures to warm up, perhaps into the low 90s from the Fox Valley and back into central Wisconsin. Green Bay, though, will not be as hot. A high of 84 degrees, clouds then sun, still kind of muggy. Again, a thunder shower possible to the north and east. Tonight, clouds and fog, muggy and buggy with a low temperature of 64. We've got more weather coming up in 7 minutes. We'll talk about our next weather maker, Pinpoint Predictor, tracking some storms late on your Friday, and your First Alert 7-day forecast, which has cooler weather into the weekend. So we'll have more information on that coming up at 6:18. Tammy.
And we have more to come on Action 2 News this morning, including a former president's surrender, the historic first coming today in Fulton County, Georgia, where Donald Trump faces election interference charges.
In this morning's GMA First Look, it's the Labor Day sale conundrum. Go for the deals now or play the waiting game.
Labor Day happens right at the end of summer and right at the beginning of fall, so retailers are changing the season. They want to clear the summer stuff out to make room for colder weather items.
The sizzle of the barbecue is starting to fade as Labor Day marks the end of summer, but it also provides an opportunity for savings.
You're going to find a lot of that seasonal clothing, seasonal outdoor stuff, and seasonal outdoor furniture on sale.
Categories to focus on: seasonal summer items like outdoor furniture, barbecues, and this outdoor grill on sale from Walmart. It was $295, now it's $176. And coming up at 7 a.m., we'll have the Labor Day sales strategy you need to get the biggest deals at the best value. With your GMA First Look, I'm Becky Worley, ABC News, Oakland, California.
My A1C was up here. Now it's down with Rebelsis.
His A1C?
It's down with Rebelsis.
My doctor told me Rebelsis lowered A1C better than a leading branded pill.
And that people taking Rebelsis lost more weight. I got to my A1C goal and lost some weight too.
Rebelsis isn't for people with type 1 diabetes. Don't take Rebelsis if you or your family ever had medullary thyroid cancer or have multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2 or if allergic to it. Stop Rebelsis and get medical help right away if you get a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or an allergic reaction. Serious side effects may include pancreatitis. Gallbladder problems may occur. Tell your provider about vision problems or changes. Taking Rebelsis with a sulfonylurea or insulin increases low blood sugar risk. Side effects like nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea may lead to dehydration, which may worsen kidney problems.
Need to get your A1C down?
You may pay as little as $10 per prescription.
First Alert Traffic is sponsored by Green Bay Metro. Download GBM on demand and ride with us today.
Hey everybody, good Thursday morning. We first alerted you last month when I did a report with the Department of Transportation how dangerous construction zones can be, especially when folks are looking at their cell phones. We were talking about 172 in Brown County with an additional number of crashes, extra crashes than normal. This is starting to happen on 441, this construction zone, where it's down to one lane between East College and Northland. They've had several crashes in this area, and officials want you to slow down and be mindful that where it is one lane, you can come upon those slowdowns very quickly. For example, if you're coming off 41 heading south on 441, or if you're coming across the south side of Appleton and then about to go north through the Calumet Street area. So you definitely want to put down the cell phone and be mindful of that possibly slow traffic. One other note about this 441 project, a couple of ramps closed tonight. The southbound 441 off ramp to Calumet Street from 9 tonight until 6 tomorrow morning. And then the southbound 441 on ramp from Calumet 7 tonight until 5 tomorrow morning.
Catherine, thank you. First Alert headlines now. Donald Trump is set to surrender in Georgia on charges he schemed to overturn the 2020 election in the state. In the booking process, Trump is expected to get his mugshot taken, a first for a former American president. The mother of a U.S. Army private who crossed the border into North Korea last month says her son has so many reasons to come home. Travis King is from Racine and was serving in South Korea. His mother casting doubt now on a recent statement from North Korea which suggested her son might be seeking refuge there or in a third country. Last month, he was on a civilian tour when he sprinted into North Korea. Japan's tsunami-wrecked nuclear power plant in Fukushima releases its first batch of treated radioactive water into the Pacific Ocean. It's the beginning of a controversial project that will likely last for decades. China responded by immediately banning Japanese seafood. New this morning, data just into our newsroom from the Wisconsin Realtors Association showing higher prices and lower sales. Emily Roberts joining us live in Green Bay with details from that report. Good morning, Emily.
Tammy, this home near Green Bay's Joannes Park is listed for nearly $200,000 on Zillow right now. But if you're looking to buy in our area, you could struggle. For sale signs are popping up less and less, creating a chain reaction and taking more money from families' pockets. Total listings are down around 20% over the past year, and the drop in homes on the market is causing prices to skyrocket. Prices in Brown County alone are up nearly 10% compared to last year, and home buyers are feeling the weight, especially in your neighborhood. It's going to cost you nearly 15% more to buy a house now in Northeast Wisconsin, and statewide the median price tag is $300,000. Young people especially under pressure as they struggle to compete for housing. The chairman of the board of directors of Wisconsin Realtors Association says homes on the market are critically low in urban areas compared to rural. And between the lack of homes, drop in sales, and rising inflation, some home buyers in our area now forced to take more effort and drop more cash to get the keys. In Green Bay, Emily Roberts, Action 2 News.
Thanks, Emily. All right, First Alert weather every 7 minutes. Today, not as hot as yesterday, but still feeling rather humid. We'll have a high of 84 degrees in Green Bay, but hot low 90s are in the cards for areas south and west, especially southwest of the Fox cities. We will see clouds and some sun in the afternoon. There's a chance of a thunder shower, especially to the northeast of Green Bay. These are the temperatures right now. 60s with 70s farther south, 71, for example, in Wapaka. And yes, our dew points are mostly in the 60s, and that's a bit sticky, but a lot of us are avoiding those tropical dew points in the 70s. The real hot and humid air is now in southern Wisconsin, just south of this front, but we are on the cusp of this air mass, so I expect a wide range of high temperatures this afternoon. First Alert pinpoint predictor has highs in the 70s north, mostly 80s, but from Oshkosh and southwest, you could sneak into the low 90s, but really, that's only half the story. The other half is the humidity, with our dew point getting into the low 70s. You take that heat, you take that humidity. South and west of the Fox cities, like Fond du Lac out towards Wautoma, your heat index could climb to and above 100 degrees. So the Weather Service is going to continue a heat advisory through 7 o'clock this evening for Marquette, Green Lake, and Fond du Lac counties. Now, shifting gears, we're going to talk about our next weather maker. Showers and thunderstorms heading our way late tomorrow. They might impact local high school football games. Here's the setup. Low pressure swirling around some showers out towards the Canadian Rockies. That storm system is tracking towards the Great Lakes. So now we're going to time it out with First Alert pinpoint predictor. Tomorrow, Friday, 7 o'clock, like today, clouds and fog. And like today, the clouds will give way to some sunshine for the afternoon. Everything's dry through 4 o'clock, but after that, notice the scattered showers and storms coming in from the northwest. Hit and miss rains Some storms could have some downpours. They could have some lightning. I think in general, though, the storms will be wrapping up towards the end of the high school football games. So our Operation Football Game of the Week, a chance of storms for Kaukauna versus West Appear. Temperatures in the 70s. And if you're going to any of these games tomorrow night, make sure you've got our WBAY First Alert weather app so you can get lightning alerts delivered right to your phone. 73 in Green Bay with a northeast wind at 5 miles an hour. We'll have a high of 84, but 90 is possible to the south. Clouds and then some hazy sun. Variable clouds and fog tonight with a low of 64 degrees. On the water today, northeast winds 5 to 15 knots, 1 to 2 foot waves, and now the First Alert 7-day forecast after those storms late tomorrow. Much cooler for the weekend and less humid with highs in the low to mid 70s.
First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Steve Baylon. Sponsored by Tundraland, home to bath remodeling and custom decks. Go now to tundraland.com.
Good morning. First Alert traffic. We want to let you know about an incident happening right now. We just learned about this a couple of minutes ago. This is the Valley 441 at the Highway 47 exit. That's Appleton Road. Traffic going away from us here. That is headed west on 10 441 across the Rolling Campo Bridge. You can see it is down to one lane right now. Some emergency vehicles there. So watch for officials if you're heading through that area. You may, if you can, you may want to take I-41 southbound through the valley instead. Steve?
All right, thanks, Catherine. So weather every 7 minutes here from the First Alert Weather Center. Next 24 hours, clouds then sun, still muggy, but not as hot as yesterday. A high of 84 for Green Bay, but to the south, some 90s are possible. Slight chance of a thundershower northeast of Green Bay. Better chance of scattered storms coming in tomorrow, but after that, the First Alert 7-day forecast looks cooler for the weekend. Highs in the low to mid 70s. And as the Packers kick off against the Seattle Seahawks for a preseason game Saturday at noon at Lambeau Field, we should be in the upper 60s with a partly sunny sky. Tammy.
Coming up on Action 2 News this morning, a sneak peek of tonight's Small Towns with Jeff Alexander. We'll learn how researching De Pere's rich history will soon become a lot easier.